Kris.
And I'm Wyatt Elliott from Notebook Entertainment.
And this is the Horrorland News. Alright everyone, it's Halloween week!
Finally!
Our favorite time of the year and also our busiest. And since this is a brand new channel, we wanted to kind of give you a taste of what we have to offer. So we have a packed week for you guys. Today, Monday, we're giving you our normally scheduled Horrorland news. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, we are going to have a special edition of Slasher Advocate where I defend Halloween kills because I felt it needed some defending.
There's a lot of negative things on the internet, and we're going to clarify it for you. So
at least I'll try.
Yeah.
Wednesday, we are going to do our very first Review This TV edition. It's going to be simply a whole episode of review, and the first episode is going to be on Squid Games.
Yeah, we break it down for you guys. It's going to be a long video, explain everything, I think, in quite detail.
As far as we understand it.
Full spoilers, so make sure you've seen the show before you check out our review.
Which at this point, who hasn't seen Squid Game?
Right, exactly. We're the ones that are behind.
Yeah, we're behind here. So then Thursday, we're going to hit you with our second episode of Thanks, We Hate It with Alex and Kris. Friday, we're going to give you another normally scheduled Horrorland News Day. And in that day, we're going to finish off our review of American Horror Story double feature for the last 4 episodes, Death Valley. And then Saturday, we're going to do another special Review This TV edition with our special correspondent, Aaron, who will be talking about Midnight Mass.
Yeah, so tune in, guys, all through Halloween. We've got new content for you on this channel and on our other channel, Notebook Movies. We've got Halloween specials for our FML series all week long.
Flying out of our butts. We've got Halloween specials.
I don't even know how we found the time to do any of this, let alone all of it. So, but here we are. We did. So stay tuned, guys, and we do appreciate all of the shares and the talking and the comments in our videos. And Slasher Advocate, you got it over 1,000 views, and for such a small channel and in a couple weeks' time, that's really amazing. So thank you very much for the support.
You like me. You really like me.
So much more coming soon. Help us grow.
All right, so let's get into the actual news. We're going to start with our first segment, TV Roundup.
No TV and no beer make Homer something.
We watched I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 5th episode on Amazon. And
I will say this, I know I was interrupting a bit, but I just want to say that it felt so different watching one episode versus 4.
I wish they'd just give us the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, this is a binge show, I think, for sure.
Right, because you kind of, it's easy to lose track of the story, especially if you are in the position we are, where we have to watch a lot of stuff in the week.
Yeah.
And then remember where we left off on things.
Yeah, because I was so invested after the first episode, like 2, 3, 4, we're like super invested in, and then it just stopped, and now we get one episode.
And I'm still super invested.
Yeah,
and still, our theories changed a little. We still have theories. We're still like pulled in. We still want to get to the end and find out what happened.
I still like what I'm seeing.
Right.
I've just noticed a very different viewing experience this time around.
I really wish
kind of
they gave us
frustrating
all.
is all. That's it.
Right. So this is episode 5. There's only going to be, I think, 8, they said. So only 3 left. But again, I wish they had just given us, okay, here's the first 4, here's the second 4, and been done with it. Because it feels like one long movie.
Yeah, some shows we're figuring out work better as a binge watch versus week to week. And others, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Chucky, it doesn't matter. I'm so excited to watch the 3rd episode tomorrow.
Exactly. Chucky it's fantastic the way it is. I cannot imagine watching Squid Games once a week.
No.
I cannot imagine that.
That's one where you would kind of lose the narrative if you're
I think so. I think
too
it would hurt
ADD.
it. And the next show we're going to talk about, we watched Killer Camp. Same thing. I wish this was a binge show.
Welcome to Camp Pleasant, home of a reality show where beautiful people come to stay and play. But one of the campmates is a serial killer.
This is the 2nd season. I didn't know about this show, so we didn't watch the 1st season. It airs on the CW.
Yeah. So if nothing else, it's
Right.
on their app, I guess. But it's fun.
It's fun. It is. It's fun. It's kind of interactive because you're trying to figure out who the killer is. So what the premise is all of these contestants come to this summer camp, and one of them is the killer. So if you've ever played that party game Murder, where, or maybe you've seen The Office, and there's a whole episode where they played murder.
Yeah.
It's basically that, but in a reality show.
Or if it's on Netflix now, but there was a show in the early 2000s called The Mole that was a reality show.
Yeah, I like The Mole.
And I liked that when it was on. In fact, I was thinking about binge watching it again because I don't remember it. So this is like a horror version of it. Yeah. Very cool. So
someone's the killer. They have to figure it out. They play games throughout to get immunity and stuff like that. And then at the end of each episode, the killer selects 2 contestants to go walk out into the woods. And we get a bit of a mini horror story told around the campfire about how this person dies and then only one contestant comes back. And it is kind of gory for a TV show.
It's a mix of CGI and practical effects. But it is surprisingly bloody for a network TV show.
CW,
Yeah, it is surprisingly bloody. Some of the effects are cheesy, but it's done. The whole show's done in that B horror movie format.
Exactly.
So when they say killer camp, I think it's a double meaning.
Yeah, double entendre.
Because it's super campy too.
Super campy.
But
that's why I like it.
I do find myself enjoying it when we watch it.
And I have my theories on who I think the killer is.
Oh, we know who did it.
I know who did it.
No, we don't know.
And if he dies, I'm gonna be really surprised because I really think he did it. But okay. Anyway. The third show we were supposed to have watched for this episode was Day of the Dead. But you guys, okay, so when we have so many things we have to watch to report to you guys, to do reviews on and all that stuff, when we went to put the next episode of this on from my DVR, it felt like a chore.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I wanted to watch anything else.
Yeah, and basically what we decided to do was we're going to skip a couple episodes, let them build up, try seeing if it's a binge show, and watching a few episodes back to back, and we'll update you guys if it still doesn't hold our attention. Then just, no one's talking about this show anyways, and you know what, we won't either, because there's a reason for it.
Yeah, the first episode, if you remember, we talked about the first episode, it was basically just boring. It was just a boring watch. It wasn't anything special or different from any other zombie movie.
No, I mean, at this point, I don't even understand. I think they just got the licensing of the name and decided to make a series out of it. Like, it's just a zombie show.
Make Romero roll in his grave.
Just a zombie show.
All right, so getting into the news, a kind of interesting story. Apparently there's a horror noir audio drama, and it's from indie filmmakers Fondness and Scotty Wheel, and it's called For Blood or Justice, and it has just announced a new distribution deal with Revolver Podcasts. It's going to be 8 episodes based on a graphic novel of the same name that was written and created by Fondness. So the same guy. Cool. Danny Trejo, Tara Strong, Kellen Lutz, Steven Weber, and Eric Bauza were all among the voice talent. So it's star-studded cast.
Yeah, some horror legends
I love Tara Strong.
Nice. Very cool.
She's voice to my childhood. So the synopsis of the story is basically in 1977, a Texas lawman hunts 2 psychopathic killers across the no man's land of Texas and into a Mexican border town where monstrous human experiments are being conducted by an escaped Nazi scientist and backed by a clandestine band of U.S. Black Ops.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Oh, shit, guys. So For Blood or Justice, it's now available on Revolver Podcasts on Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, Pandora, Amazon, Audible,
everywhere.
Overcast, Podchaser, pretty much anywhere you can find podcasts. And we're going to include a link because in the article for this story, they had a link to the graphic novel. So we'll include that as well. So if you want to download the graphic novel and take a read before you take a listen, we'll make that
or you can have the graphic novel and read at the pictures while you're listening to it, follow along. That'd be cool.
All right, so the Hollywood Reporter is reporting that New Line is going to be releasing a new horror movie called Thaw. We don't know anything about it other than it will be written by Jeremy Passmore, who wrote San Andreas and the Red Dawn remake, so give him a shot.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done horror yet, so maybe...
Yeah, they're keeping all the details under wrap, but they're saying that it's going to be an environmental horror movie. So maybe like Day After Tomorrow or...
Well, environmental with a name like Thaw, that makes me wonder if some creature is going to be thawed out of the ice from, like, you know, all the
global warming and
the melting of the ice caps and everything.
Well, that's kind of happening. Like, I've seen science articles where they're like, hey, we're finding all these diseases we thought didn't exist anymore in the melting ice. And I'm like... Put it back.
And I think we all know that that's a horror right there. Right. But you could make it like there's a creature or something in there, like The Thing or whatnot.
Messed
you know?
It on.
Like, that could be, I mean, yeah. I mean, my imagination's going
Woolly
places.
Mammoth
So
NATO.
it could be. I'd watch it. It could be cool.
So a kind of interesting thing happened over the weekend. Google, I guess, decided that they were going to add both Matthew Lillard and Emma Roberts to the cast list for Scream 2022.
Yeah.
And everyone freaked out because there's been this theory for a while now that Stu did not die in the first one. And that's because in the second one, in the party scene where they're at the sorority, in the background, the blonde, you'll see for like a split second, is a blonde guy. That's Matthew Lillard. And he's only in it because I think he happened to be like on that lot that day filming something else. And so he just went over and, you know, just did a background spot.
I didn't know that. That's the first I've heard of this. That's great.
So you've never heard this?
No,
oh, it's been
never
around for
that.
years,
That's
this theory that Stu survived. And that he's been kind of stalking them in the background, and people use that scene from the second one as proof.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that scene existed, that he's in Scream 2.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So when Google went ahead and added both him and Emma Roberts, who played Jill in the fourth one, everyone was like, oh my God, they're working together. They're gonna go after Sydney together, blah, blah, blah. And then Google took the names down. So...
Well, that's a suspicious. So, yeah, they could say it was a mistake.
Yeah.
But a lot of times when, like, for instance...
Was it a mistake or was it an oops?
Right, because Marvel does that a lot. They'll release some promo or a toy picture,
and
then all
Funko
of a sudden,
will be like...
shoot, and they pull it. And
or was it Lego toy once gave away something?
Lego and Funko are always giving away stuff. But sometimes they can pull it, you know, times it's just out there. But, so the fact that they deleted it is very suspicious to me. And the fact that the internet's already, I don't know, some of it I think is wishful thinking.
Right, but this fan theory about Stu has been around for like a decade.
For a while. So,
for a long time.
And that's what I'm just finding out. So, because I thought this was all a new theory. So, hey, I'm on board. I think it would be great to bring Matthew Lillard back. I was the one, as you saw in our review of the trailer, that was hoping that it was kind of a Halloween kind of reboot. That's why it was just called Scream, because I wanted to see Matthew Lillard. I wanted to see Cotton back. I wanted to see Randy back.
All the people who died in the second and third one.
It would be fun, you know? So if they found a different way around it to do it, then fine. Then I'm okay with that too.
It might be flashback, or maybe she's seeing ghosts in this one. Who knows? Like,
yeah, it could be.
Let me know when they
off the rails.
Let me know when they add Skeet Ulrich to the cast list. You know,
he's a zombie. Yeah, you know what? I mean, look at what I Know What You Did Last Summer Part 3 did, which I know is just a crappy junk movie, but still,
don't watch it.
They can go off the rails at any time they want.
But with Kevin, so this movie has Kevin Williamson attached to it, yes. However, it's the first Scream without Wes Craven.
Yeah.
How much of his hand guided those movies? We know Kevin Williamson wrote them, and I think he was a producer on them. How much did Wes Craven guide those?
I would imagine a lot.
So, because Kevin's come out in interviews, because people have asked him, well, how many Scream movies do you think you want to do? And he said that as long as they have a story to tell that's relevant to what's happening in horror, which is what these movies do, is comment on the state of horror at the time they come out. He said, then yeah, he could go up to, Scream 20. It depends on if they have a story.
Which is, it's funny because I think when we were talking about the Jason lawsuit and some of the Jason movies that we missed because of it, one of them was there was supposed to have been a Jason Voorhees found footage movie. And I think that
Blair Witch Jason.
Scream would have been better for that, I think. Because especially if they would have made it back when every movie was a found footage horror movie, that would have been ideal. But, so I don't think they can go back and do that. But
no, they were worried about, what sequels are and what a trilogy is and then what reboots are with the fourth one. So with this fifth one, I think that's why we think it's going to go the way of like Halloween and Leatherface and all those that are kind of wiping out all the other movies and saying, no, we're picking up right after the first one, is because that's what Scream does, is it comments on what's happening, and that's what's happening in horror.
And they still could be doing that, and maybe that's why Emma Roberts is back, because she never existed.
Or Google, or Google just made a mistake, and they're like, "Oh, these people were in Scream, so we'll just add them to the like."
Somebody who works at Google could have been wishful thinking too, been like, "This would be."
I don't know. So. But the whole internet's a tizzy, so I guess we won't find out till January. But
yeah. But we just wanted to bring it up and kind of talk about it with you.
For those who maybe didn't hear or didn't know what was going on.
Share some fan theories below, guys. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Do you think Stu's alive? Tell us. All right. Moving right along, let's get to our indie film spotlight.
My advice to young filmmakers, make a movie every week. Make films, no matter what anybody says, and you'll be a filmmaker.
All right, guys, so this one is not a super independent film. We heard about its whereabouts while we were researching horror movies to watch, and it just sounded cool. I heard good things about it, so we watched and it is a lot of fun. I would say it's about a mid-budget movie.
A little bit lower, I think, than mid-budget.
I'd say. I mean, it's got a...
They were able to get Omar Epps as the star.
Yeah, they got Omar Epps, and they got Jamie Kennedy. So we know he's hard to get.
That's not hard. The Sand got Jamie Kennedy. But Trick is from 2019. We picked it because it fit the theme that we wanted to go to for October, which was to find indie films that had to do with Halloween.
And this one's very,
very Halloween-centric.
Yeah, very.
It's on Hulu. That's where we watched it. So if you've got Hulu, you can go watch it there. It's directed by Patrick Lussier, who also directed Dracula 2000, My Bloody Valentine remake, Drive Angry, and one episode of the Scream TV series.
Oh, I hope it was a good one.
It was When a Stranger Calls, the finale of season 2.
Oh, okay. That was
so it was a good one. Some things were revealed.
Yeah, that's very good. Excellent.
So it was also written by Patrick Lussier, and he also wrote Dracula 2000, Drive Angry, and Terminator Genesis.
Oh,
yeah.
You had me in Terminator Genesis.
I know. I knew you were going to hate that.
That's like my worst. I think that's the worst of all the Terminator films, honestly.
Well, here's where this gets interesting. It was also co-written by Todd Farmer, who wrote my favorite Jason movie, Jason X.
All right. Well, I've grown to like that movie over the years.
I love that movie.
But it was definitely not a favorite of
Don't
mine.
at me, but I love that movie. Or at me. I'll defend it.
Right.
I'll defend my love of that movie. Come at me.
You might have to be a future slasher advocate.
Well, I'm going to defend Jason in general at some point.
Space Jason needs defending. But I like this movie a lot. Like, the killer was very fast moving.
Yeah, I did like the killer.
It opens up at a party, and there's like a spin the bottle game when they're spinning a knife, and he just randomly starts butchering.
Right, it gets right into it, basically, you guys. Like,
there's
some killing going on.
You think it's gonna be when it first opens up, oh, here's all the teenagers, here's all the cannon fodder, but
nope, it just
goes right into it. Kill.
And then it kind of does like a montage over the next 5 years, and this killer comes back every Halloween, despite them thinking they shot him and
6 times.
Yeah, no, 3 times. 3 times. So they shot him and he fell, and this is after he got stabbed with a fire poker at the party to stop the rampage that was happening. And so everyone's like, well, he's dead, and the one cop, Detective Denvers, played by Omar Epps, he is insistent that no, it's the same guy. It's Trick.
Yeah. But the cops are thinking it's not because one, he died, and the killer wears different masks and
every year
it's
it's a different mask.
Yep, and he's all in New York, but it's different towns in New York that he pops
but
up in.
it's all along the same river that his body fell into, and so that's where Detective Denvers is like.
Yo, he's got a theory. Denvers is definitely
he's
our
not
Loomis.
wrong.
He's definitely our Loomis in this movie.
He's what a competent Loomis would be. Like if Loomis was even halfway competent, it would be Detective Danvers. And talking about the Halloween connection, so Tom Atkins is in this movie, and if you don't remember, he played the drunk Dr. Dan from Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, one of the best movies ever made.
And I'm going to be honest, so we're sitting there looking at movies, and this one, and we're reading the description. I see the cast list, I see Tom Atkins in it, I'm like, he's still alive, we're watching this. We're watching this one.
And he was amazing.
He was good. He looks the same, but
he looks the same, but older,
He looks exactly the same.
He was kind of too old in Halloween 3 for the role.
Yeah.
And also, Jamie Kennedy is in this movie. And we swear, guys,
he's a legend in his own right.
We are not looking for indie films that have Jamie Kennedy. It just so happens that he's in a lot of them, apparently.
He's in this one a little bit more than the Sand.
Yeah.
You know, kind of, I can tell they probably still shot all of this stuff in
However,
one day, but...
let me tell you, because he plays a doctor, and he looks schlubby, and he's got his little ponytail nubbin.
In the one scene he does,
and he's wearing Hawaii shirts under his lab coat, and I'm telling you, if I went to the hospital and that doctor came up to me, I would sue.
Can I get another doctor,
I
please?
would sue. He's all like, he looks drunk because he's so he's gained some weight, and so he looks a little punchy. But it comes across as he looks like he's drunk or on drugs.
And the thing is like, okay, anybody, I don't care what body type you have or what you look, you can look schlubbish or not. And they chose to leave him looking schlubbish, which means one, it was a character choice, right? Or it was just Jamie Kennedy's like, I'm on set.
No, Jamie Kennedy. That must be in his thing where it's like, I'll wear your little costume, but that's it. Because in The Sand, he played a cop, and he also looked pretty schlubby. Like he had the long stringy hair, and it was just.
I think he just does his own hair.
Right, he just comes into the film. They throw like a lab coat or a police uniform on him, and they're like, "Go,
go." I think that's his thing now. He's like, "Look, you got me for a day.
Right, I'm Randy. Damn it.
Right, you want to spend all this time on hair and makeup? No, let's just go. All right."
Yeah, but he's got a bigger part in this than he did in The Sand, and
he doesn't die.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
In this one, yeah.
In this one.
A lot of other people do, so don't worry.
Oh,
it's got a very high body count, you guys.
There is lots of like she said, because it skips over like 3 or 5 years in the opening, you get a bunch of kills.
Right?
The body
count
just
I feel really
gets stacked.
bad if poor James from we love the channel Dead Meat, and I feel really bad if James has to do a kill count on this movie because it's a lot. It's a lot of bodies.
I definitely think he should. I don't remember if it was this one or Haunt. I get these two movies mixed up. That he was gonna do for the Halloween kill count, but ultimately the Spookies won out. So, but either way,
that's a great movie though.
We're not gonna count the kills in this, but we did like it. I do suggest watching it if you like slashers.
It's a middling movie. Like it's not. In my opinion, it's not fantastic. It's not bad. It's entertaining.
I liked it. I liked the twist at the end. I was even thinking to myself, okay, because we picked up on it earlier, and we're like, and I thought to myself, if this is not where they're going, maybe it's something I want to develop. Because it is a good twist.
Right.
Not super original. No. But it is a good twist.
And not, like I said, he actually predicted it before me this time. Usually I'm the one that gets the plots, but.
But the problem is that they don't know where to end it. And it kind of drags at the very last.
It feels like, you know how the last Lord of the Rings is like 15 endings? I feel like this is close to that territory. Yeah. Like, it just feels like it should have ended a couple times, and it just kept going.
They could have, probably just needs a little bit better
wrapped it
editing.
up better, yeah.
I think just a little bit better editing would have made
it really does. It's a good build-up, and it does kind of fall apart at the end. Mm-hmm. But again, it was entertaining. We liked it.
Yeah, and it definitely leaves the door open for more, which I would be all up for. If they made a Trick 2, I'd watch it for sure.
Yep.
So.
All right, and then I also found one interesting piece of information about this movie when I was doing the research, and that is that Omar Epps was not the original person they wanted for Detective Denvers. Oh. They were going to get Dermot Mulrooney.
Oh.
And I can't remember if he's the one.
Dermot Mulroney is the one in is an American Horror Story.
Okay. Because I get him confused with the other guy that's got the similar name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott.
No, that's the guy from...
Yeah, Dylan McDermott is the guy
so
from...
So who's Dermot Mulroney then?
That's right, it's time for... Dylan McDermott. All right.
He's the other guy that everyone confused. There's an SNL sketch about this.
But I thought you were talking about the guy that I get him mixed up sometimes. Maybe it's just a me thing. What?
No, this is
Who's the guy that was in the Inspector Gadget movie? And
Matthew Broderick?
No,
French Stewart.
He played the villain, and he was also in my best friend's wedding. And he's gay. And what's his name?
Yeah, it's not that though.
It's not him.
No,
okay, that's what I was getting mixed up with. Okay.
Rupert Everett.
Okay. I don't know who Dermot Mulroney is.
He played Oberon in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
I guess I don't know who Dermot Mulroney is then.
Dermot Mulroney, he's like what's the...
I'm going to look. I know
he
him.
was also in My Best Friend's Wedding. He was the guy that she wants. He was the best friend that Julia Roberts was trying to steal.
Okay.
That's Dermot Mulroney.
So it is the same movie. It's the wrong guy.
It's the wrong guy. Right. Dermot Mulroney.
Maybe I'll just leave this in it because it's funny.
Put the SNL sketch over it where they're playing. Is it Dermot...
Is it Dermot Mulroney or Dylan McDermott? And one of them hosted that episode, didn't they?
No, one of them came out.
Okay.
And was like, I think it was Dermot Mulroney came out. And he was like, I'm not this one, or whatever. I don't know. It was a funny sketch. Change your names, guys. It was a funny sketch because I related, obviously.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Okay, so he originally wanted...
He originally was going to be Detective Denver. Something happened, and the part went to Omar Epps. And I think Omar Epps did fantastic.
Yeah, this may not be a perfect movie, but I enjoyed myself watching it, and therefore I can see potential in it. So that's why I'm saying I would recommend watching it for free, and I would definitely... watch a sequel if they made it. Yep. At least give it a shot.
Same. I'd give it a shot.
All
right, so that's all we have for today.
All right. Yeah, we have more stuff to do, so we gotta get going.
We gotta get on it.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you have anything to say about any of our stories, please leave us a comment. We would love to interact with you guys more. And thank you for allowing us to do this, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't, and we love horror, so...
All right, good night and good fright, guys.
Bye.
Hello and welcome to America's most difficult game show. We show contestants a picture and they have to tell us who it is. That's right, it's time for... Dylan McDermott. All right. Just a reminder to you at home, no one has ever won this game.